we got to talk about the biggest game of the weekend. And Lando didn't mention Shameless. I was in the kit, a bit shameless, but honestly, it's fine. 5-1 the Gunners over Man City. I think we can probably just go through it like first half, second half, overall thoughts. But yeah, what were the expectations heading into this game?
I think it's a great win. But in terms of the expectations, I think we've been absolutely bamboozled by this City team because we talk about it every week, and then they'll have a performance and they'll play well for about 60 minutes, and then they'll just go back to stinking it up. And the way that they started this game by continually playing themselves into danger in the first half for no reason at all, when last week we talked about how they were direct as shit, they were playing over the top, they weren't playing through Chelsea's press, it wasn't worth the aggravation. And then they come out today at the Emirates, and you think you're going to play through them. You're not going to play through them. Arsenal have a better team on the pitch than City did today. And I'm more concerned with what Pep did today, because it's just like beating his head into a wall. Great win for Arsenal, a must-win game. They had to win it to even put themselves in contention of winning something. But I think we really have underestimated how poor City have been.
And I completely agree, but I want to harken back to what you just mentioned. First couple minutes of the game, giveaway. Lando, do you want to talk us through the thought process here? Like, was it more of John Stone shouldn't have played that pass? Was it Akanji should have cleared it? Like, what are your thoughts here?
I think it was a mix of both. Don't really know what was going on. That diagonal pass from John Stones from, that area of the field. But Akanji, I mean, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? What are you, like, he just looked dysfunctional trying to dribble and then just got his pocket picked. And, we'll take those any time of any year. Any time of the day, any time of the year, we'll take those. Good thing he finished. If he didn't, I mean, touch upon it a little bit later. There's some people who on this team who can't do that. But
yeah, no, it looked like
when he squared it, I was like, that's a man that is praying to God that he does not have to shoot this ball right now.
Yeah.
He squared it, and he probably made the right decision by squaring it. I don't know many strikers that would square it in that position, but he made the right decision, and they go 1-0 up. And I think towards the end of the first half, if we want to move forward just a little bit, I think City were coming on a little bit towards the end of the first half. I think you saw Marmoush starting picking up spaces, picking up the ball. And again, I want to say, I thought he was really good again. And I know some of us have our doubts about him, but I think he's going to be a good player. I don't know how he fits in the system in terms of what Phil Foden was doing today, because that was shocking. But you get to halftime, and that was important. Arsenal got to halftime up 1-0, dominated the first 20 minutes. City started to play, get some chances the last 20 minutes. David Raya, unbelievable.
Best keeper in the world.
First half.
What a save.
Possibly.
He's up there.
He's up there. Top 5 for sure. Kept it 1-0 going into halftime. Kenny?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think it was kind of interesting to see how Arsenal was in attack throughout the first half. The biggest thing that I noticed was that Arsenal's threats came from City's mistakes. Like, there wasn't much creativity going on with Arsenal, and I think that was one of the call-outs that a lot of people had with just how Arsenal's been playing this season and how everything's looked. Like, there wasn't really much of an attack, even though they have the likes of the Havertz, the Trossards, Odegaards, whoever. The cooler thing, I guess, throughout the half was the transition of when City actually started to, like, implement, like, some dominance. And as Smitty was saying, like, there were chances created. Raya had to make some saves. And I think the biggest call-out for it was that they tried a diagonal switch ball, like Benny tried back in his college days, to Matheus Nunes. I think we all need to sit back and realize, why are we hitting a diagonal ball to Matheus Nunes? What do we expect him to do against Lewis Skelly. I was so confused because everything's leading up well, everything's going good, but you try to get your attack down the right with Mateus Nunes.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys remember from the first half that the diagonal that got played to Vardiel, and he took it down, and then he whipped the ball across the box on like a half volley. It was
crazy.
one of the most disgusting crosses of a football that I've seen in a very long time. But going back to what you said, Mateus Nunes is playing right back. Now, City have spent, over 150 million this January. How many holes do they still have in their team? They don't have a right back. Their midfield has no legs left. Like, it's
They
crazy
need a
to say.
goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, they need like a number one.
You think?
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, so Ortega's not good enough for the number one spot?
he
I don't
did
know if he
not
is or
look
he
good
isn't,
today.
but
He did not look good today.
I know he didn't look good today, but I'm just saying overall. I don't know.
I mean, Ederson didn't look too hot last game against Chelsea. I mean, he had some issues, distributing the ball out, but I mean, he hasn't been historically great this season. And Ortega, I mean, look at some of Ortega. I mean, he's let up a couple games with 4+ goals.
I think they'll probably stick with Ortega long term because the collection of goalkeepers that you could buy is probably very slim. And it's a position that every team in the world needs to solidify. But like the midfield, like I do not want Bernardo Silva in midfield. Like he's becoming like this luxury player that's like, dude, it's great. You still have an amazing first touch. You're still incredibly aesthetically pleasing. But they got this man tracking back and doubling up on Martinelli. It's like, I don't want to see Bernardo Silva doing any defensive work. And Kovacic, I mean, poor Kovacic, we talked about how he's had a pretty good season given the circumstances that he's trying to fill in for Rodri. Tell that dog to shut up.
Relax, bro.
He heard Bernardo started barking.
Yeah,
But,
bro.
yeah, like I feel bad
He
for
hears you
Bernardo.
talking about some dogs, bro.
I feel bad for Bernardo. Kovacic, like his legs are going to fall off one of these weeks. Like he's the only one in midfield running. And then, I mean, Nunez at right back, like I guess he's the only option they have. Maybe Philip Walter Foden.
Wait, he'll be second half
Okay,
talk real quick.
we can say